And what's up, Heat Seekers? My name is Joe Otis from joe'slit.com, and welcome to this week's edition of Lit Picks. I was able to beat Mike 10-5 last week, and it's been the second week in a row in an otherwise dominating season by myself. I don't know what to tell you, folks. I guess I just got my Lit Picks on fire, but we'll have to hear from my co-host. Welcome to the show, the one and only Mike Costello. Mike, how are you?
I'm just dandy. I won 2 games last week, so I don't know if your picks are fire or mine are just in the dumpster fire because I stink. But I think what did I do? What was it, like 2 weeks ago? I think I won. I went to the retirement match, right? So I think I have to like eventually go back to that because last week was awful. I mean, even 10-5. I mean, you got 10. It was one of the lowest scores I think we've ever had.
Yeah, I'm really, really sorry to all our fans out there, but I still got double the points that you did.
You did. And, I think it was the week in all with that, all that, and especially last night too. It just seems like the underdogs and the upsets are just, maybe it's a continuous trend.
Yeah. Well, I think that maybe it was the glizzy luck. Maybe me shoving that hot dog in my mouth last week was what brought it over the edge, gave me the luck. Let's see what our two heroes have to say. It always starts with an L. Maybe they mean the show starts at 9 p.m. Central Time. Camera zoomed in a lot like the old Late Show with Tom Snyder.
It is zoomed in.
Mark Hammer, you two dipshits couldn't pick a winner with Biff Sports on. It's like an old person joke from Mark Hammer. It's a comedian here.
Actually, the one thing I did win last week was the hot dog. That was the one pick I did.
All right, then, folks. Let's get to it. It is NFL Week 10, 2021. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And let's get to the rules. If you pick the underdog outright, that's 3.5 points and higher, you get 4 points. You pick the underdog outright, you get 3 points. That's at 3 points less, you get 3 points. Pick the game spread or over under, you get 2 points. You pick the favorite, you get 1 point. All right, time to get that award-winning background up.
Zoom out.
And here we go. Is that better for you guys over here with the view?
Much better. We could see all the books in the window that you're blocking. Yeah.
All right, our first game is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Washington football team. Buccaneers are doing way better than the football team. They got reverse records here, 1-6-2, 1-2-6. Buccaneers coming off a loss 2 weeks ago to the Saints at the Superdome. They had the bye last week. And this game is coming from FedEx Field. Weather's going to be a little chilly there. But, Mike, I'm going to have to help you out here a little bit because you kind of could use all the help you need. I'm going to take this game, the football team on the money line at plus 310 as a high underdog. No one thought the Jaguars were going to beat the Bills last week, and I think that this is that unpredictable game that of the week. So I'm taking, in the early afternoon, I'm taking the football team as a high underdog beating the Buccaneers. It's a rematch of last year's playoffs. Maybe the Buccaneers probably be overlooking the football team, and the football team maybe wants to get a little revenge for that game last year. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't. It's worth a shot. It's worth a good pick here. I mean, I don't think they have what it takes to do it, especially with Tampa coming off a bye. I mean, you're going to take that with Brady coming off a bye. It's tough, but they still are pretty beat up. The whole secondary's out. I don't think Gronk's playing. Godwin, I don't think practiced. Antonio Brown's out. So, I mean, if it is a good time to take them down, it's now. But I'm taking Tampa laying the points here. It's they're coming off a bye. It just seems, Washington's still not clicking. I don't think Fitzmagic's back yet until he does. So I'm gonna stick here and take the Bucs off the bye.
That's the smart pick, but you know what I always gotta say, Mike? You gotta risk it to get what?
The biscuit. I agree with that, but that's you should just take the points and get the 9.5. But if you think they're gonna win, hey, if you look at what's happened, stranger things have happened.
Football team played them tough in the playoffs. They won't this time. Tampa seems too easy.
I mean, listen, the Jags won last week, so anything can happen.
Anything can happen. That's right. All right, on to our next game. It is the Atlanta Falcons at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys off a pathetic performance last week against the Broncos. Falcons are getting a upset 1-point win over the Saints last week. So with that being said, I don't know what team is going to show up this week. I mean, there's going to be the Cowboys going to dominate again. Both teams have pretty decent offenses. I'll give them that. With that, I think I'm just going to take the over on this one, 54.5. It just seems like the smart, sensible pick to take. What do you think?
Yeah, I can see like a 33, like 26 game, something like that. So I switched on this the whole entire week. I was all over Atlanta, and I was like, they're gonna do this. They're gonna cover. I think it was at 9.5, and it's dropped all the way down to 8. So that switch right there, I'm leaning now, and I switched my pick, and I'm taking Dallas with the 8. I'm taking Dallas laying the 8. Like I said, it was at 9.5, and I was ready to take Atlanta. But when it dropped down, it's a 1.5. I'm going to take Dallas here, laying the 8, because I think they win this game. They do bounce back. I think it's going to be a CeeDee Lamb game. So we'll kind of see how it is. I do like Atlanta's offense as well. Ryan's been playing well. You criticized him that one time and said he was getting older, but he's actually been playing well. So, but I think Dallas has what it takes. They have to bounce back from that.
Well, with the Falcons having the line moving towards them, wouldn't you want to take the Falcons more?
No, but I was just leaning that way with Atlanta, and I was going to get the 9.5, and then when it dropped down to 8, and I was like, you know what? Let's take Dallas. I just had this, I don't know, epiphany where I just think Dallas is, they're home. They got embarrassed last week, and I don't see that happening. I think Dak comes out and throws for 4 touchdowns.
He goes, I didn't type the words football team. Dak still looked hurt last week. I think the Cowboys might be flat again, but narrowly win. Take Atlanta with the points. All right, I like that. I like those. I like those assessments right there by the two fellows in the audience. Let's go to our next game. It's going to be the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. The Bills coming off the humiliating loss against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jets coming off a Thursday night defeat to the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium. This being on the Jets' home turf. Now, I always say you got to risk it to get the biscuit. And if I had some sort of guts, I would just take the Jets on the money line. But this is going to be a more sensible pick here. I'm taking the Jets plus 12. I think that the Bills have not been looking very good lately. I can actually see the Jets winning this game. The thing is that the Bills are even though they played bad last week, they may want to come out, with their asses lit on fire this week and beat the Jets pretty bad. I think 12.5 is a lot of points for a divisional rival. What do you think, Mike?
I agree. The whole entire week, I had the Jets laying the points, and it was at 14 at one point, dropped down to 12.5. And I don't know why I'm doing this, but once again, I switched and I take Buffalo laying the 12.5. White's back, and he's been playing really well I was looking at taking the over. That was the one I was going to take. I think it was like 47.5, and I was going to take that on the over because I think that the Jets, could score 20, and I think that the Bills will score 30. So therefore, that hits the over, but I don't know. I switched this at the end. I had the Jets plus getting the points the whole entire time, and then at the end I switched it. So I do think this has to be a bounce back. The Buffalo last week losing to Jacksonville was awful. People that were in their survivor pools, they're gone and they're probably not happy. And I think Buffalo's going to want to take this back. So give me them laying the points.
Yeah, I think a lot of people definitely lost with the Bills and the Cowboys.
It was the Bills, yeah. And this week already with Baltimore.
Pat says the Bills will hammer them. Mark says there seems to be an odd noise in the background. Sounds like someone has a hamster on its wheel to spark.
I do hear that.
Speed. Hold on.
It doesn't matter.
But now?
I think a lot of people last night probably took Baltimore in their pools as well against Miami.
How does it sound? How does it sound now? Better?
No, I still hear it. Ow. I'm fine.
Is that a joke, Mark, or
no? I hear it.
Okay,
but I don't really care.
All right, well, on to our next game. There could be a squirrel in your Christmas tree. All right, on to the next game. It is the New Orleans Saints at the Tennessee Titans, coming from you live from Nashville at Nissan Stadium. Nice weather for the game. It's going to be 50 degrees and partly cloudy. We haven't really had any crazy weather games so far this season. With when you analyze this game, you're going to want to think the Titans are going to come out and destroy the Saints because Jameis Winston's down. Trevor Siemian didn't really look like a world beater last week. But as I always say, the Titans, they play up to the teams that they're not supposed to beat. They play down to the teams that they are supposed to beat. I'm taking the Saints on the money line as a low underdog, plus 130. I can see the Saints going into Nissan Stadium and beating the Tennessee Titans. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, this week can go really bad for me because this is now the third consecutive game. I was taking New Orleans straight up the whole entire news with him out. I switched my pick now to Tennessee, laying the 2.5. I was going New Orleans the whole entire time, and then I didn't even know that he was hurt. He's on my team. I had no clue, and then I got an update from ESPN saying that he was ruled out, and I think that's a huge blow. The line didn't change, so give me Tennessee laying the 2.5. They're playing well right now, but yeah, I'm going to take them here. But like I said, I had New Orleans the whole entire week too, so I don't know how this week's going to play out for me.
So you didn't think that Mike Ingram can take over for Alvin Kamara?
I think he can, but I mean, Kamara is just so much more explosive that I think it's a huge difference. And, New Orleans lost last week, and that was part of the reason why I didn't take Atlanta as well, because, Atlanta beating New Orleans, coming off of that, I think it's just going to be like kind of a down spin for them. So I know New Orleans lost and, they're looking for a bounce back, but I don't know. I think Tennessee they're playing very well right now.
Vote for Donnelly. These teams can be really good or really bad. Tough to pick, maybe the under. Better pick Adrian Peterson anytime touchdown scorer. What do you think of that?
I like it. 9 carries again for 30 yards and get a touchdown, definitely.
All right, on to the next game. It is the Detroit Lions. They are winless, coming to Pittsburgh and playing the Steelers, coming off a game where they played down against the Bears. The Bears really should have won that game. I thought that was a BS personal foul call. I mean, the guy just did a little kick towards the sideline, whatever. I don't think it was really taunting anybody. I just thought that was a garbage call. A lot of garbage calls in that game. I think the refs are trying to make it about them. Analyzing this game, you got to figure the Lions, they have to win one game. And the way the Steelers are looking, the Steelers have not been playing up to their opponents. They've been playing down on their opponents. So the way they played last week against the Bears, I really, really was not impressed with the way the Steelers looked. I think that Roethlisberger looks very old out there. This definitely has to be his last season. I'm going to take the Lions on the money line at plus 250 as a high underdog. Once again, making that risky move. Hopefully will pay out for me. What do you think?
I mean, that's definitely risky. I don't think the Lions are going to go this whole entire season without winning a game. So I think you're on the right line, on the right track with that. Going into Pittsburgh though and winning, I don't know if I see that. And it might be my computer. I don't even know. I hear the sound even louder, and it's probably mine, but I don't really care. Going into this, I was looking and I was saying, Pittsburgh, their defense is still playing well. This is one where actually I like Harris to score a rushing and receiving touchdown. It's a nice little prop right there because I think he's going to. I'm going to take Detroit here. I think Detroit does keep this close. This line has changed too drastically. I think it's changed like 1.5 points. I think it was at 9 at one point and it dropped down there. But I do see this. I see the Steelers winning by 6, maybe 7. So that extra half a point, I'll take it. So give me the Lions with 7.5.
All right. Let's see. What's the difference between Detroit and Hershey Park? Do you know?
No, but I heard Hershey Park doesn't. They used to give the free candy bars. I don't know if they do that anymore. Nice. Yeah,
Steelers are not a good team. I think the Lions might come to play, but I wouldn't bet on it. So Pat's going to avoid that one. Next game is the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Indianapolis Colts from Lucas Oil Stadium. The Colts coming off a win, as I said earlier, last week against the Jets. The Jaguars with a huge upset against the Bills at home. You have to ask yourself a question. Do the Jaguars have what it takes to compete with the other better teams in the National Football League? The Colts, at the beginning of the season, were predicting them to be a playoff contender. They really haven't looked that way. They're 4-5 right now. The Jaguars have very much underperformed, but maybe they have things straightened out a little bit. I think 10 points is a very, very high number. They're going to cover there. So Carson Wentz has been sick this week. Do you think that maybe that'll affect the offense? I think that could be a possibility. I'm picking the Jaguars plus 10. Another divisional battle here that I think should go down the wire. Maybe it goes overtime. Maybe it wins on a last-second field goal. I think 10 points is a lot. I'm taking that. What do you think, Mike?
I think this is enough. I think Jackson, they're a terrible team. They won last week. It was like one of the things where everything just came together and everything aligned, and they ended up winning that game. But I think they're a terrible team. I think Indy wins this one with ease. I think Taylor scores 2 touchdowns. Wentz throws for 2, maybe runs 1 in. I think that they beat them pretty badly. I think they win by like 17, 18 points. I think they're going to win this pretty easily.
Okay. All right. On the next game, let's see. Jonathan Taylor, an anytime touchdown scorer.
Yeah, I think that's a lock.
And he likes the Colts here. They are getting better. Colts to cover.
Wentz looks good. I mean, he does look good, and Pittman, he looks good. I mean, we can't. There's not much we can really say to that.
All right, so the odds out there do not have the Patriots and the Browns up yet. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, I like at first, like I said, at first I liked Cleveland, and then I kind of switched it, and then I was like, then I like New England, but I just like the under in that game. I think it's going to be, both pass defenses I think are going to be pretty good. I think the teams are going to try and do that. The run defenses, I think it's going to be a low scoring game. So I was looking at that, taking the under, depending on what it is, because I don't see either team really. I think it was like 4. I don't remember what it was, but I don't see either team really putting up 20 points in that. So if it was anything like 42 and a half, 43, I was looking at the under. And then if it's, like 41, 42, I don't know. So that was what I was hoping it was at, but I was looking the under. What do you think?
Is the game in New England?
Yes.
If the game's in New England, I actually probably like the Patriots on this one. Even though the Browns have been improving, playing well, it's like an addition due to subtraction with Odell Beckham leaving the team.
Because I think there's even a chance that Chubb plays. That's what they're saying. So yeah, I think that's why they take it off the board, because they just have no idea. This
is a good test for New England. Browns are tough and good up front. I'm going Browns here because I think public will be on the Pats. I don't really trust them yet. They're a new young up and coming team with a new quarterback. A lot of people have been looking at their victory against the Chargers, maybe to think that, and being the Panthers last week, they looked like they were a serious team. They looked like they were in that business. So that's why I think a lot of people are going to be picking the Patriots. Pat says Chubb is out.
I don't think is it? I guess it is official. Yeah.
All right. All right, so let's get to our 4 o'clock afternoon games, post-witching hour here. It's the Carolina Panthers at the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray's back this week, coming to you live from Glendale. They play really good in Arizona. The Cardinals with a very impressive win with Colt McCoy as quarterback last week over the 49ers. So I think the Cardinals definitely look like a dominant team in the NFC. They could possibly be hosting the NFC Championship game this year. That's an early prediction, but I think they're for real. I think 10.5 is a lot of points to lay. However, I really have confidence in this team. Cliff Kingsbury, I think people were thinking he was going to be a 2-year-and-out coach. He's proven himself to look like a pretty decent one out there. I'm taking the Cardinals minus 10.5. What do you think, Mike? Yeah,
this is Arizona's defense is good. They're playing well. I think Hopkins is still banged up. Is he going to give it a go? I don't. Is he going to play?
I'm not sure.
Because I don't really know much about that. To me, it really doesn't matter because like Carolina's defense is good, and Darnold's out and PJ Walker. It's time. All right, I know they just signed Cam, but I'm going with the Walker, and I'm going to take them with 10.5. I'm going to have my confidence there in the Mr. Walker there with Temple, and let's go for it.
Let's see. Return of Scam. Superman returns. That's the headline.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to dress. I don't think he dresses this week. New coach, new scheme.
Next game is the Minnesota Vikings at the Los Angeles Chargers, coming to you from SoFi Stadium. Vikings have been a very inconsistent team there. They're 3-5. The Chargers beating the Eagles last week after a defeat 2 weeks ago. They're on top of the division, the AFC West, a very, very competitive AFC West. Um, I I think the Chargers are going to show the Vikings that they are the dominant team here. What they've been playing, made a little mistake there on the 4:05 p.m. there. Sorry, folks, use a semicolon. I'm taking the Chargers -3. What do you think?
Yeah, I was back and forth with this one, and it was leaning like I mean I really wasn't back and forth on this. I was on Minnesota the whole entire time of coming out on top and taking the points, and then I looked and I saw that pretty much half of the Minnesota defense is out. A lot of players are hurt, and I think out in this, and it wanted me to switch it, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to stick with it. The Eagles did pretty well against the Chargers last week. They ran the ball. It shows that they can run. I don't think their run game is as good as Minnesota. So I think Minnesota can control the ball here, and I'm going to take it with Dalvin scoring touchdown. I think they are, they're going to control the ball. They're going to move the ball and, have what it takes to kind of stop them a little bit. So I'm going to take the Vikings here winning this straight up.
Look at that. His first risk it game. He's going for that biscuit, folks. I thought
put some hot sauce on it.
This comment here. This is for PJ Walker. Better go with JJ Walker. Dynamite like that.
Clever.
And always dresses poorly. Vikings upset special. Cook will have a big day.
I hope so.
Dalvin Drama is trying Vikings. Plus they are choke artist losers. Chargers D can't stop the run. Yeah. As Mike said.
Down to.
All right, let's get to our next game. It is the Philadelphia Eagles at the Denver Broncos, coming to you from Mile High. It's another late afternoon game for the Eagles. I think that the Eagles, they played the Chargers tough last week. I was impressed by that. I think their defense has a lot of work to do. I liked it better when they were a blitzing team. I don't think they get much pressure on the quarterback. They had 0 sacks last week. That's awful. Offense is looking improved. I think Jalen Hurts, I liked how he looked in those drives at the end of the game last week. It was really impressive to me. I like him. I know you're not too big on him. You like Minshew. I really like Jalen Hurts. I like the running game. Hopefully they'll pick it up more with them rushing the ball more often. They're playing a tough Broncos defense that seems like they are missing a lot of their defensive players as well. They got rid of Von Miller a couple weeks back. However, I think that the Broncos are on paper the much better team, and this is just a sensible take. I'm taking the Broncos -2.5. What do you think?
So the Eagles do not have a very good track record. Let's just put it that way when they play Denver, especially in Denver. But I don't know what it is. Oh, thank God that missed. I don't know what it is, but I think, and I'm actually pretty confident here, I'm pretty confident that the Eagles are going to cover, but I'm going to take them to win. Wow. I do believe that they cover the 2.5. Yeah, I'm going to take them to win because I actually do think they are going to win. There is a lot of things going against them. Bridgewater is an accurate quarterback, and obviously the one thing you can do against the Eagles is throw the ball and with accuracy. So that's not always a good sign. Let's hope that they get a little bit more pressure because, the Denver's line is hurt. So, I'm thinking that can help here. But I do think that they're going to win this game in Denver, and I'm going with it.
I do have to say, it always seems that the Eagles always, when they visit Denver, they always get destroyed.
They do. It doesn't work out very well for them.
All right. Let's see what these guys have to say. Yeah, looks like the Eagles are wearing the white tops with the black pants. What do you think about that?
I don't really care. I'm not a uni guy. I don't care what people wear. I just care how they play.
Last time the Eagles won in Denver, I'm going to say 2004. No, they were playing the Central in 2004. Not sure.
No, they beat it was 90.
95?
Didn't they beat Elway?
95, I think they beat Elway.
It was 90 something.
I'm not sure if that was a Mile High, if that was a division.
Oh, it wasn't? 89. Yeah.
Let's see. Was that a comment coming in? Oh, Bob is up.
1989.
Same year Taylor Swift was born. All right, next game is the Seattle Seahawks at the Green Bay Packers. This should be a fun one here. When you look at the Packers, and I'm checking the injury report right now. Do you know if Rodgers is back?
I think he's supposed to be cleared tomorrow, I think. Because I don't think Wilson's official yet either.
Yeah, I know that Wilson.
Nothing's official. Nothing's official yet.
Let's see. It's unclear if Rodgers will be cleared by Sunday. I think he's playing. So
yeah, nothing.
Both these guys are playing. This is a marquee matchup. You can't sit both these guys at 425. Should be the game of the week here. You got the Seahawks trying to rebound after some early season losses with having Geno Smith as their replacement quarterback. The Packers losing last week in Kansas City. I think Jordan Love came a little bit. It could have been his first game jitters, as his first start ever. He didn't look that well, and I'm just tired of that silly meme of his mother all the way in the top row of the stadium. She had some really bad seats. Her and Jordan's girlfriend. I really know to pick on this one, so I'm just going to take the over because I don't think it seems like it's that high with these two high-powered offenses. I think this game could be a shootout. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, I think that's smart here. But I'm going to take, Seattle going into Green Bay is like Philly going into Denver. But unfortunately, I'm going on the opposite end of this. I'm taking Green Bay laying the points. I was on Seattle and I was like, they're going to do this. They're going to do this. And I was like, no, Green Bay's really good. And even if Love plays, I'm still going to take the Packers with the points. I would think that it's going to be a huge shift. I would think it would turn to like +2.5, +3 for them. But I'm going to take the Packers laying the points here. I do think that they win this game. I think Russell Wilson is coming back. From I guess what I've been reading, he's been practicing, doing very well. But I think that, the Pack are very good. Defensively, I think they're still solid. They're one of the best teams in the NFC. And I think they're going to win this game. A.J. Dillon is really good, and I think he's going to have a good game.
A lot of people say you should start A.J. Dillon over Aaron Jones.
No, I would never do that, but Dillon is very good. I would think Dillon's like a lower end 3 or flex.
Joe Rogan said Rodgers is feeling good. Take the Pack. That made me laugh.
Cross it.
I don't know, Bob. What's the answer? Give me the answer to the joke. While we're waiting for Bob to type this out, we'll move on to our next game. It is what I say the game of the week. It's a game that I'm actually looking forward to. It's the Kansas City Chiefs going to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. The Raiders coming off a really big loss last week that they definitely should have won against the Giants. Chiefs not able to cover again against the Packers and Jordan Love at home. We got two teams on here where the Raiders were on the top of the division. They seem like they're on opposite directions with the Raiders dropping some games. The Chiefs could very well possibly maybe even be on top of the division by the end of the day. I believe if the Chargers lose, well, actually, no, the Chargers and them have the same record. So I don't think that'll be the case. But
I think everybody has the same record in that division.
Yeah. But I think the Chargers have the head-to-head win over them. So I think that they would probably get the nod. I don't know what to say about the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been extremely disappointing this year, especially for me who drafted Patrick Mahomes in fantasy and Travis Kelce. They just have not been able to get on the same page. It's very unfortunate. I think the biggest problem with the Chiefs there was that they got rid of most of their offensive line from last season. And it's just the new players just haven't been able to give them the same protection for Mahomes as they had last year. Eric Fisher is a big loss. And they just traded their guard, I believe, too, as well. I don't know what to say about this team. I'm just taking the Raiders in the money line. The Raiders, I think they're going to rebound. They play them tough. They beat them last year on Sunday Night Football, and I can see that happening again. I'm just going to go with the Raiders. What do you think? Yeah,
a lot of people are taking the Raiders here. Kansas City doesn't cover. We've established that. I think they've covered twice this year, and they played 9 games, so they're 2 for 7 in covering. But I'm going to take them here. I just think I think so. The first thing here, the Waller 68.5. I take the over on that. I think he's going to have a big game here. But I think this is the Chiefs. Just something seems off with them, but they're going to have to bounce. Mahomes is still one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and I think it's gotta come eventually. So I think this is the game Sunday night. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game, and I'm taking them lay the points. The Patriots thing is up there. It's 2.5, and it's 45. So I'll take the under. I don't know what your thoughts are with that one.
Wait, you're changing it?
No. The Patriots game is 2.5. They're laying 2.5 to the Browns. Yeah, and it's 45. So I'm going to take the under on that. So what are you going to do?
I'll take the Patriots winning.
Okay.
Are they laying 2.5?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take the Patriots.
All right.
All right, so it's official, folks. Patriots 2.5. Mike's got the under. No
At
graphic
45.
for that. We'll just do it verbally.
Yeah.
This is the end of the joke for Bob. You go on ahead. I'll give you some. That's pretty funny. Bob says Kansas City's going to kill them. Mike, do you follow Jackson Mahomes on TikTok? What are you reacting to right now?
I'm watching U.S. soccer.
U.S. soccer?
Yeah, I've been watching it the whole time. That's why I'm distracted, so I apologize.
Well, do you follow him? He would be a good follow.
I don't follow. I don't follow any TikToks. I mean, I do TikToks, I guess, in the school, like when the kids do the dances, and I try and emulate them. But no, I don't have TikTok. I don't use it. But I'm pretty good with my dance moves. I stay in the box.
What did the hat say back to the bra? I don't know, Bob. Give me the answer to that one.
I thought he did that already.
It's a different one.
Oh.
Let's see. Did he type it already?
I don't know.
He's trying to get us shut down. Next thing you know, there's gonna be a warning about the coming from from Facebook on this post because Bob might have typed that in there, but whatever. All right, let's go to the Monday Night Football game. It is going to be between the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers, coming to you live in California. We're playing 2 weeks in a row for the 49ers at home. I mean, will that be an advantage for them? I don't think so. They looked terrible last week. I think you probably have to go with Trey Lance at some point for the 49ers. And
absolutely.
Do you think George Kittle will finally get things going for the team?
He did last week.
Yeah, I mean, keep that up. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, the Rams are going to want to have to win this game, but I think the Rams will win the game because they're going to want to have to make up for what they did last week. They got Odell Beckham coming along. They're in it to win it this year, folks. And if they don't make it at least to the NFC Championship game, I think it's a very big disappointment for them. With all the moves they're making, with all the trades they've made, it's like they don't really care about their draft picks. They just feel like they're picking up some free agents to win now. I'm taking the over. 49 points does not seem like a lot. I think both these teams have the potential to put up at least 25. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, they could dig it. Is Von Miller playing or is he still hurt?
I'm not sure about
that. Any update with that? Because I didn't know. This seems weird. Like it just seems like so obvious. Like you looked at how bad San Fran was last week, as you alluded to, and then you're like, and then you look at the Rams that they lost, but then you look at the spread and it's what 4.
Yeah,
right. It's 4, what is it?
3.5.
It's 3.5. So that's what they get for being a home team. Like I don't know. I'm stoked by this. Like I'm going to take the Rams laying the points, but it just seems really eerie, and it's very difficult to kind of go for it. But I think that they would have to win this game. So I'm going to take them laying the points, but it does seem weird. And yes, San Fran needs Lance. He needs to be the guy. I've been waiting for him, as you all know from fantasy. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting, and I'm hoping it's going to happen soon.
All right. Yeah, I'll check out the injury report for this game. I'll see if Von Miller is out. Looks like that.
Because I always thought you couldn't trade injured players, but I guess that's if they're on the IR. I don't know.
I don't see anybody on the injury report here.
Oh, then I guess he's good to go. So that's okay. Give me the Rams.
Could be good to go. Lucky you.
I don't think we'll see Lance this week, but I think Lance will be starting next week.
All right. Let's go to our audience here. I'm not going to go with that bait there. But should Kyle Shanahan be criticized for having 3 bad seasons in 4 years?
Go. I'll go after.
What do you think? I mean,
I have my opinion. I don't think so. I mean, look at how many injuries they had last year. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a hard year last year. You can't account for the injuries. I don't think this year's over yet. They got Lance. I think if that experiment doesn't work, then I think he should be. But they were really injured, a big injury season last year. I mean, even this year, look at the running backs and everything. So I mean, it's been tough for them, like the Eagles. Do you agree? I mean,
when you think about it, I think the 4 years isn't counting this season because it was 2017 was when he started. He was a new coach then. 2018, I think that was the year that Garoppolo was injured. 2019 they went to the Super Bowl, and last
Right.
year, they had more injuries again last season. So, I mean, I can see your point, but does it also come to do you blame more Kyle Shanahan or do you blame John Lynch more? I think that John Lynch has done a pretty decent job of putting together a team that should be winning on the field. I think you would blame Kyle Shanahan, so I kind of would have to answer yes to that. Looks like the Flyers won. They won 2-1. I saw
Yeah, they're
that.
playing really well.
Devils with the huge win last night against the Islanders. Sorry,
Shout out the Islanders. Yeah, they scored as many points as Myles Gaskin did in fantasy.
All right, Mike. You know what time it is. It's time for the
hot dog of the week.
Now, last week I had a hot dog shoved in my mouth. That's probably what gave me luck. I'm going to be taking the Detroit Lions as my hot dog of the week. I think that, like I said, they have to win a game. They finally have to win one, and I think that playing against Steelers team that did not play well last week against the Bears, I think that's going to hang over onto this weekend. I'm taking the Lions winning in a big upset. What do you think?
I'm sticking with the Vikings. I'm gonna take them there. I don't think they're gonna lose back to back, even though they'll probably be winning and then blow it in the fourth quarter. But I'm gonna take them here with the upset.
All right. Now we haven't activated any mega parlays this season. Maybe that'll finally change for one of us. Mike, you hit a couple last year. I hit one. My mega parlay is going to be the Falcons Cowboys over 54.5, the Saints plus 130, the Seahawks Packers over 49.5. The Raiders on the money line plus 125. That's a parlay that's plus 1747. And Mike, tell everybody about your parlay.
So I like the Bucks, like I said, laying the 9.5. I like the Packers taking them, laying 3. I guess it's kind of a gutsy move, not with the uncertainty. But I like the Colts laying the 10. And like I said, I like the Eagles straight up here for the 13.34. So, why not? We haven't hit one yet. So at least, let's root for somebody. I mean, you rooted against me when I had the 3 in the Monday night game. So we need somebody to hit it.
Football in college.
What's up?
What do you think of Cincinnati? I mean, they haven't been covering at all. Do you think they deserve to have any consideration for the Final Four playoff teams?
Yeah, I was just watching them. Didn't they just win by like 20?
They won by 17
Did they win? Yeah, because they were up. I saw that.
23.5.
Yeah, I mean, it's consideration. You gotta look at their strength of schedule. I don't really know, too much about who they played with the strength of schedule, but yeah, I mean, you definitely have to take them into consideration. You play, you beat the teams you play. That's all you can do. You beat the teams you play.
But I think that the committee also looks at how well you beat the teams. So I think that if you're not
I agree
against weak teams like South Florida, who stinks, they let's see.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, but you
can't read my comments, but you can shove hot dogs down your throat. Double standard. That's just food, Bob. That doesn't hurt anything. Big comeback win in fantasy against Raul Monday night. And you put the teams on your schedule. You got it. They
somewhat schedule. Yeah, it depends on the conference, but yeah.
Do you guys have a game?
Who?
You, or is your season done?
No, we have one more tomorrow, and then we're done.
Oh, okay. Then you can watch college football. Isn't that great for you?
Yeah, then we're good.
Why is Alabama playing New Mexico State tomorrow? That's ridiculous.
Money.
51.5 they're favored by. That's ridiculous. No wonder why.
I haven't really been watching much of the college stuff. I'm actually looking at Cincinnati's schedule right now.
I like college. I'm actually getting into it more now.
Well, there they go. They have a good tough game coming up. They have SMU, so that'll help them out.
Yeah.
That'll
Penn
be good.
State and Michigan should be a fun game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oklahoma and Baylor. Yeah, so there's some interesting games out there tomorrow. This guy.
But they beat Notre Dame. That's a big win. Okay.
Did you leave the show? He left and came back. Let's see.
Did I leave?
No, Mark. For once, Causes D was useful. This guy's a comedian over here. Do you have any fantasy players of the week, Mike?
What do you mean?
Anybody you like in fantasy?
Oh, for this week? You know what? That's a good question. I haven't really done much of it, but like I said, I like Harris to score a rushing and a receiving. What else did I like? I like Taylor to score 2. And what else did I see there? I had something else in there, and I forget which one it was.
Najee Harris, anytime touchdown. My
Yeah,
fans.
I like him to have rushing and a receiving. I like him to have
Chase
both.
Claypool's out this week. Gronk's
He is out. Yeah.
I don't know if they're activating Carson off injured reserve or not.
I don't know. I mean, he had that neck thing, man. That's nothing to mess with. I don't know. I mean, I thought he was returning to practice. I haven't really read much into that, but I don't think he's going to
this week, so he's out. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play.
Poor Van Jefferson. I mean, they cut Deshaun Jackson. All of a sudden, they bring in Beckham now. Like I tried picking him up, and
they didn't cut Van Jefferson.
I said poor Van Jefferson.
Oh, I was going to say they definitely didn't cut him.
They cut Deshaun Jackson, and now they have Beckham coming in.
I'll tell you what. That was
past his prime.
That was one of the things that like kind of crossed my mind there a little bit. Is I think Djax in Vegas is. I think that's going to be very good for them to kind of stretch down that field. And that was one of the things I took into consideration. I was like, man, this might be tough for the Chiefs team because it is going to help them. But I would play Fant. I mean, I would play both. Fant, I mean, look at the Eagles. They don't really stop anything underneath. So I think he's going to have a, 6-7 catch for 70-something, 70 plays. And Schultz will probably be like 6 for 70. You just got to hope for one of them to get a touchdown.
Should he start Fant or Schultz? What do you think?
That's what I was just kind of getting into. I think it's going to be tough. But, like I said, I think they're going to be very similar. I think they're both going to have probably around 6 catches, 7 catches. And with around 60 yards, you just got to hope for the guy to get a touchdown.
Yeah, well, that's that.
It's definitely my computer, by the way. That was me.
You going to say you're sorry at least?
No, it wasn't me. It's because it's still going. I thought it was my legs. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I do. You don't hear it?
I don't hear nothing, no.
I definitely hear it. Yeah.
What do you guys hear? Bob?
It's exactly like he's interpreted. It sounds like it's a hamster running on a wheel.
So,
or like a car, like a little toy car that's like driving around. I don't know. I can't explain.
Rattling. It could be my microphone. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I'm sorry to our fans out there.
Yeah. We'll get it cleared up next week.
Hold on a second.
My power will probably go out, and it'll shut down in the middle of it. So
do a test. Can you hear it now?
Yes. No.
Okay, hold on.
No. It stopped.
Can you hear
no,
it
it's
now?
still going.
Can you hear it now?
A little bit.
How about now?
Yes. It's not fixed. Anyhow,
it's
we'll figure it out. Yeah. I'll see when we're outside the show if I still hear it. I don't know.
Everyone wants to know where Billy's been. I don't know. You have to find him.
Starting Sammy.
This is riveting stuff, guys.
Thanks.
I think that we should do punishments. Like we should do like a hot chip challenge or something. Nothing you were doing is fixing it. Oh, well.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It might be my end too. I don't know what I've been doing, but we can figure that out. Yeah, we could get into that. I mean, it's definitely going to be me because I've lost, I think, almost every single week so far. So I really need a big bounce back here. But I think I'm doing well with my. We'll have to revisit the beginning of the year picks, right? Didn't we do we did the beginning of the year
at some point? Yeah.
We'll have to revisit them to see how we're doing because I think I'm pretty good with some of them.
Picks.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But
how are you guys doing today?
Are you gonna have any fine foods for Sunday for the games? You gonna sit down and watch the game? Have any fine foods or?
I don't know if I'm having any fine foods. Probably, maybe I'll make it myself. I like making my own pizza. That's a fun thing to do.
That's what we've been doing.
Pizza dough. Sometimes it just tastes better in the freaking stores. Some of these pizza places around where I live, it's just that they don't cook it long enough, and it just comes out, and it's like the dough just falls apart.
Well, you can tell them to make it darker. They would cook it longer.
Look at this guy. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't pay my gas. This guy.
You know what price hasn't changed? Lottery tickets.
Yep.
So I'll continue to do that. not. So, anywho, well, hey.
You ready to end the show?
Yeah. Hey, yeah, real quick though. When do the Saturday games start?
They usually start in like week 15 or 16 in
Okay.
December.
I remember they started. I just didn't know when. So, okay. Sounds good.
Those are good games.
Yeah. So we'll be back for that. That'd be nice. Yeah.
What's this? What is he saying? I'm too well to stay on. What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Anywho.
Pat says the Saturday games don't start on until after football.
Makes sense. All right, so we have a little ways. Sounds good.
All right, well, we're gonna end the show now. All right, everybody, you can say it, Mike.
Stay lit. Let's go. I need a win here, people.
All right,
cheer me on.
All right, talk to you later.
I don't know what else I can do.
Bye. Hold on a second. Bye. Can you still hear the ticking around, guys? Pat or Bob, can you still hear it? Okay, bye-bye.